never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through.
Thank y'all for tuning back in to your favorite channel, Pelican Bay Dog Talk and News for the day. Giving it to you the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to drop down in the comments, and salute to all my brothers and sisters in that chat. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all my brothers and sisters in that chat. Salute to all my bulldoggers from one side of the world to the other side of the world, from one side of the country to the other side of the country. Let's get into that talk for the day. All right, my brothers and sisters. Before we get started in that dog talk and that dog news, man, I'm just drying up. I had to go out there, you know, and get my dogs. By the time y'all see this video, the storm will be over. But at this moment, I had to go out there and bring the puppies in, bring JD in. You know, the water getting deep, man. You know, different parts of the yard. We're looking for around 1 to 3 feet of water. It's been raining since earlier today. And it's been raining constant hard for the last, you know, at least 5 or 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? So that rain coming down, I done wasted about 3 outfits already. Going out there, changing, come back, wait about an hour, I got to go out there again. You know what I'm saying? That water make everything shift. You know, you thinking things sitting this way, water moving stakes, pulling stakes out the ground, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? That ground gets soft. You know, so all my brothers, man, y'all stay safe out there. You know, we about to get into that dog talk for the day. Now, let's start this thing off like this. I got a question for all my brothers and sisters. Okay, and it's not nothing to try to be funny. I just need to know some information myself. And I'm curious myself about some things. You know, what's the difference between Eli and Mexican Eli? I'm asking my brothers because I don't know. I'm looking at the pedigrees. And what dog, is there a specific dog? Like how Red Boy is, like the Red Boy bloodline is because of Red Boy name? And the Jeep bloodline is because of Jeep name? Is the Mexican Eli bloodline coming from a dog named Mexican Eli? Because there is a dog named Mexican Eli, but I'm not sure if that's the dog. You know what I'm saying? Because I see another guy that got something that say his is Mexican Eli, and is a different breeding. But what I noticed in all the dogs that say they Mexican Eli, they real heavy T-Bud. That Cardenas T-Bud dog, the heavy T-Bud, and they got the Eli in the background as well, the Boudreaux Eli. So with that being said, I want to know what's the difference between Mexican Eli and Eli. Okay? And it's a purpose why I'm asking you this. You already know what the purpose is, my brothers and sisters. What's the difference between Mexican Eli and Eli? You know what I'm saying? Besides, outside of a particular brother breeding his dog the way he wanted to breed it. Okay? What's the difference between California Red Boy and Red Boy? Do y'all brothers know anything different between California Red Boy and Red Boy? How about Texas Red Boy? Because, see, I looked at the pedigrees of this Mexican Eli stuff, and I did a video on it a long time ago about the brothers Gabriel and the brothers who, was running that stuff back in the days. But my whole thing is, when we say, I got a couple questions that's coming from this, matter of fact, okay? My brothers in the chat, let me know what the difference is between Mexican Eli and Eli. And my thing is, how easy was it for those brothers to start saying Mexican Eli? They represented what they was running and calling it Mexican Eli. They're not worried about the Eli stuff. This the Mexican Eli. You know what I'm saying? So that goes back to me asking my brothers in the States why we can claim the Mexican Eli dogs, knowing that's a more modern day Eli strain, but you won't represent your own Eli strain. Brother so-and-so Eli. This brother so-and-so Eli. You know what I'm saying? Another question I got is, being that the Mexican brothers got the Mexican Eli strain of dogs, why, being that we all hear the brothers Bulldog over there, Bulldog over there, which they be bulldogging. But my thing is, why they don't have Mexican Yellow, Mexican Jeep, Mexican Bolio, And I'm saying, not saying that it's a problem with what they did. I'm saying they might have been producing some great dogs. If we can have the yellow strain from over here, and then you got the Mexican yellow strain, you got the Mexican Jeep strain, the regular Jeep strain, you got the Mexican Bolio strain, you know what I'm saying, the regular Bolio strain. I'm just wondering why it's only the Mexican Eli, but yet we claim that them brothers running all lines over there, which I know they are. And I know there's some great bulldog men over there. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't nothing to discredit them. I'm just wondering why there's only Mexican Eli and it's a whole bunch of other dogs, strains that them brothers got over there. Why it was so easy to grip the Eli? You know what I'm saying? Why it was so easy to grip the Eli and none of the other strains of dogs? That's all I'm wondering about that. And plus the difference, what's the difference between Mexican Eli and Eli? Because all the brothers that I see when I seen their pedigrees, all a bunch of Cardena stuff, T-Bud, the Huey dog, you know what I'm saying, and the Eli stuff. And the Huey dog is coming off Zebo. And and a lot of it, some of the dogs that they say is Mexican Eli, I haven't even seen Eli in the dogs. They got the Huey dog, you know what I'm saying, which is coming off Zebo, and they got a few more dogs that's coming down off of different Cardenas dogs, but they didn't have Eli himself in the background. So it kind of confused me to the point where I wanted to ask my brothers down in the chat, because I know some of y'all are more efficient and well literature on them Eli dogs, you know what I'm saying, and know more about them Eli dogs than I do. I get most of my info about the Eli dogs as far as the Mexican Eli stuff from a magazine. I have really no hands-on knowledge on the Mexican Eli. When I speak on the Eli dogs that I seen, the Frisco dogs, the 45-minute dogs and stuff like that, none of them was Mexican Eli dogs. You know what I'm saying? I did take a dog named Mexico into some Red Boy Jocko stuff way back in the days that I was working for one of my boys, a black dog named Mexico, but I don't know if he was Mexican Eli stuff. You know what I'm saying? But this was way back in the days, before Sambo time. But, I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But any of my brothers know down in the chat, man, let me know. We got a few things to talk about. We got a Toledo dog bus. You know what I'm saying? Toledo dog bus, and we got some more things to talk about. We're going to get to that dog bus in a minute. But let me say, hit that like button before y'all brothers and sisters get up out of here. Don't forget, $ Pelican Bay Kennel. If you want to donate or support the channel, hit me up on a Cash App. Hit me up on a Super Chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my brothers taking care of them dogs the right way. If you hear any dogs in the background, that's the puppies and JD Hog and them in the other room. They do that hollering and they do that whining and that type of stuff. Hopefully they be getting quiet, but they may hear my voice. So, if you hear anything in the background, that's what it is. But before we go any further with that dog talk or anything, let's get a quick update from around the country.
Leon man is now in custody for mistreating animals. Thomas Kelly is charged with 4 felony counts of animal cruelty causing death and 30 counts of misdemeanor cruelty. The animals were found in unlivable conditions. There was extremely limited food and water, with many animals totally without sustenance. Many animals were malnourished and in need of emergency veterinary care. 4 animals sadly died due to Kelly's lack of care. Kelly is in Holmes County Jail.
Now hold up, y'all ain't seen nothing because they ain't show y'all nothing really on the video. I'm about to show you what his animals look like. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to show you what his animals look like. Hold up. Now, if that don't make no sense, that don't make no sense. You see how skinny them horses is? You know what I'm saying? The dogs got mange. You can see the mites. You can't see the mites, but if you know red mange or any kind of scorpion mange, you can look at that dog and see he got some type of mange. All the dogs. I feel bad for them dogs, man. But yeah, good thing the animal people got to them animals and in time where they can save some of them. You know what I'm saying? Quite sure some of them might have to be put down, but they can save some of the other ones. But yeah, let's move on with this thing, man. Let's move on with this dog talk and this news.
It's hard not to fall in love with a sweet fellow like that.
Even on a Moose can be seen exploring his new yard. Sierra Lucas recently adopted him from the Portsmouth Humane Society. She'd been following News 3's stories about him closely. He rescued his foster family from a fire a few weeks ago. The day after the fire, he was adopted, but it wasn't a good fit for that family, so he went back to the shelter.
We saw that he had been returned, and so I was talking to my husband, and I told him, I was like, Moose got returned, and he was like, well, go get him. And I was like, okay. Apparently he had a lot of attention.
But she didn't know just how much attention.
Talking to another lady, and she had told me she was like, oh, he's a celebrity. And then I got him, and I was like, oh, wow, he is.
So Sierra brought him home, which had quite a few animals already.
They're welcoming him in, and he seems to be pretty comfortable. But, it takes time.
Sierra realizes there will be challenges.
He doesn't like when the other dogs are near him while he is actively trying to eat. Understandable.
It's why Portsmouth Humane Society Executive Director Diana Uchek said it's important to take the time to make sure the pet you're thinking of adopting is the perfect fit.
Checking the boxes and making sure that the pet you're bringing home is a good fit means that you won't be devastated, that your family won't be devastated.
Sierra said Moose had no trouble adapting.
Laid back with it, and he went out on my back deck and laid out in front of the pool and just made himself at home.
Now, when it comes to this story right here and this particular dog, my first question is, somebody, like, the dog didn't do anything wrong. See, this is where you got humans, a human error right here. Okay. We heard the dog rescued his foster family from a fire. Okay. A day later, he was adopted by another family, in which they turned the dog in because they say the dog went for them. Of course the dog not gonna be for you a day after he just saved the family he was with already. He's wondering where them people at. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? The people that had that dog, which was his foster home, was keeping that dog till somebody decided they want to get it. You know, ain't no telling how long they had that dog already. But they clearly had the dog more than one day. You know what I'm saying? They had the dog for a while. You know, but it was his foster home. They house caught on fire. And after one day, you think that dog is going to sit easy with another family? You know, if he was smart enough to rescue them in that fire, don't you know he's smart enough to wonder where he at right now? He's smart enough to know that the people that he saved isn't the people that he's with right now. So of course he gonna act up in one day's time. That dog ain't stable in the head at that moment. You know, he ain't stable in the head at that particular moment. Like, it's crazy how like these shelters and these places, they make bad decisions when it comes to adopting dogs out, because that was a bad decision. Anybody who's a dog trainer or anybody who's a dog lover or a person who has any kind of knowledge about that type of stuff would know, how can you adopt a dog out a day after he rescued the family he was with and thinking he gonna be chilling with the new family? It just don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. Even for the new family to adopt him out after that day, you know, for them to bring him back after one day, it's kind of like saying what you thought you was getting. You know what I'm saying? What you thought you was getting. You know, but I mean, it is what it is. Thankfully the dog found a great home to go to. The story ended good. You know, nobody got hurt in the situation. One good thing, the people feel like they couldn't take care of the dog, so they did bring him back, and that was a good thing they did. Or they felt like the dog wasn't for them, so that was a great thing they did. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I was just wondering when I listened to that, I was just wondering, like, I mean, how was the dog supposed to react? You know, after one day. But let's keep this thing moving, man. Let's keep this thing moving. Trying to stay dry with Adelia. I don't know what's his name, Adelia or something like that out there. Trying to stay dry, man. But yeah, y'all go ahead and hit that like button up. We're going to keep this thing moving on to the next story. Now, right here, coming up right here. Now, I want y'all brothers to look at this video right here, right? Now, I ain't going to talk about it yet. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all look at it, and then I'm going to talk about it. So, check this out. Now, y'all seen the same thing I seen, okay? The brother was, well, actually, they're looking for that guy because he tied the dog up at the Humane Society on the pole during the night, okay? Now, if you ask me, which they didn't ask me because I'm not involved in that situation. They didn't ask me. But if you ask me, the man really didn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? They say he abandoned the dog. I mean, man, listen here, man. That's a damn dog pound, a dog shelter. The man can't take care of the dog. You're going to lock the man up if he got the dog poor at the house. But then you lock the man up again for bringing the dog to you. You wasn't open. If you ain't open and I can't take care of this dog no more, I can't take care of him through the night till the next morning, he got to go. I'm taking him to the animal shelter and I'm going to tie him up on a damn pole. You know what I'm saying? You can't, I mean, they going to look for the brother. But at the end of the day, the dog not small, the dog not skinny. You know what I'm saying? The man couldn't take care of the dog no more. The man didn't want the dog no more. You know? Which y'all mad because y'all couldn't charge him? The $75 or the $50 fee y'all charge to take dogs in? Or they charge to take dogs in? They couldn't charge him that because the man had something for him. He tied that dog there healthy, left him there in the nighttime. No sun, no none of that. When they get there bright early in the morning, the dog gonna be there waiting for him. And I bet you nothing wasn't wrong with that dog when he got there. You know, nothing wasn't wrong with him when he got there. But hey, I mean, it is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's a city where there ain't too much crime going on, or maybe it's just the point that it's just crazy when it comes to these dog laws and all different kind of things, man. And I mean, I can understand where they coming from, but at the same time, man, like the brother brought the dog to the shelter and left him at nighttime. I mean, it is what it is, man. Yes, sir, man. If you hear any of that rain in the background, there's nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm saying? And besides, not give you this show. And right now, I got to give you this show. But I got a question for my brothers. You know, I always tell you I got a question for my brothers and my sisters in the chat. We like to talk about how much mouth our dogs have. You know, how do you tell if a dog really got mouth outside of, you know, when you put them on a hog or you put them on something and you see gashes? How can you tell how much mouth he has? You know, do we go by pressure? What if you have a brother that got a pressure gauge and you see how much that dog bite, and you think a dog got mouth, and you say a dog got mouth, right? And you let him bite that pressure gauge, and he bite it, and you see what his jaw pressure is, and then a dog that you consider don't got mouth, and he go bite it, and he biting it harder than the one you consider got mouth. So how would you play that? You know, wouldn't that be one of the easiest ways for brothers to tell how hard their dog is biting? To just get a regular gauge, a regular bite type gauge thing, and to let the dog bite it and see how much pounds of pressure he got. So if you know you got 500 pounds of pressure on this dog and you got 650 pounds of pressure on the other dog, it's not hard to tell which dog got more mouth. Now, it's another story about which dog can use the mouth. That's a whole different story. We talking about which dog is biting the hardest. Like, we make something that's simple so hard. All you got to do is go get something that them dogs can bite hold to, that they make and they sell every day in regular stores, that they bite, and you can tell how much PSI pressure or whatever they call that shit, how much pressure the dog, actual jaw pressure they got. You know, and that's all you got to figure out. And you'll know if you're breathing, your jaw pressure getting stronger. Is your jaw pressure getting stronger while you're making these breathings these ways? Or did your jaw pressure get weak? You know, it's a whole lot simpler to do this and a whole lot easier to do it that way than to go out there and try to figure out if it got mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want to be real scientific about this stuff, y'all talking about microscopes and all this other stuff. I used to use microscopes and stuff like that. All that's cool. You got to stay on point when it comes to your fecal matter and all the stuff when it comes to worms and all that type of stuff. It's good to have a good microscope on standby and learn how to use it and learn to know what you're looking at when you slide them little clips up under there. You know what I'm saying? And that way you don't necessarily have to rely on the vet to ship it to the vet every time. You know what I'm saying? You can rely on the vet almost like a second-hand analysis. You know what I'm saying? A second opinion on it because you know what you're doing by that time. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're doing by then. And it's kind of amazing that out of all these, my brothers across the country, across the world, nobody has started doing that yet. Like, the same way you can find a hang scale, you can go find a thing where they can grab hold to and see how much PS pressure they got coming from that bite. And how simple is that to see if that dog biting harder than the other dog in your backyard? You know? And it's odd when you got a dog that you care less about in the backyard biting harder than every damn thing you got. Because all you got to do is let them bite that gauge. All that damn shit you seeing, the hogs bleeding, this and all that shit, just figment of your imagination. You know, it might be biting hard, might be got sharp teeth, like I said. You know what I'm saying? Might be just a damn hog with damn weak skin. You know, but it's just all kind of ways, man. It's modern day times now. You got to use the technology to your advantage when you can add it to your program. You know what I'm saying? Use your technology to your advantage. Even when it comes to that same pressure machine I'm talking about, while you got your dog in the keep, you can see if his jaw pressure is gaining, if his jaw pressure is getting weaker. So that way you know when you're taking weight off of him and you see, oh, he was at 500 pressure, PSI 500 or whatever, when you first started your keep. Now, you done took some weight off of him. Now he done dropped down to 4 something. You know you done took too much weight off of him. You need to get him back up the way he was biting at before. You know? So that'll help brothers out in all different kind of ways. But you see, it's too many other things for us to argue about than to talk about something just logical and real like that, just simple, that'll help brothers out all different kind of ways in a million different ways. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about even when it come down to arguments and all kind of shit. Like, this conversation, you know, oh man, I know a dog that got a hellified bite. This motherfucker got damn 800 something on the PSI machine. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they got machines for everything. If they got machines to stick in the back of them girls, dogs, to see when they in heat, see when they ovulate, and you don't think they got all that stuff? You know what I'm saying? And that the ovulation machines and all that stuff, and to see when if your dog caught and all that, $500 and less, $500 and down. You know what I'm saying? You can get some more expensive, but you can also get them $500 and down. So imagine you can get one of them like a machine for your dog to bite on as well. You know, how you think they tell the jaw pressure, jaw power, all the dogs, the wolves, the mastiffs, the Tibetan masters, and all these other dogs? It's by simple machine. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing no damn $3,000 or $4,000 and $5,000 for. Simple machine. Now, when it comes to that jaw pressure, jaw power, this next video is unlike anybody that I heard talking about their dogs. You know what I'm saying? This next video is unlike any of that. You know, we talking jaw power, jaw strength. We talking dog takes man arm completely off, amputated, off one shake, not tearing it and biting it and biting it and biting it until it come off. Bit a couple times and the arm came off. You know, a couple times and the arm came off. But let's get into that video, my brothers and sisters.
What happened there?
The dog attacked him and ripped his arm completely off.
That was part of a shocking 911 call made after a dog attack in Westchester. Thanks for joining us again at 5. I'm Megan O'Rourke.
And I'm Rob Williams, in for Tricia Mackey, who is out on special assignment. The attack happened at a home along Cincinnati-Dayton Road earlier today.
Now, we should warn you, the details of this story are graphic in nature and may be difficult for some of our viewers to hear.
Westchester 911, where is your emergency?
I need an ambulance with emergency care for an arm being completely broke off. Ripped by a dog.
That's the call that sent Westchester Police and Fire down this private drive to help a man who the caller said was in his 70s or 80s. She told dispatchers the man had been attacked by his own dog. The Butler County dog warden tells us this is the dog that attacked the owner. The sheriff's office says it's a 93-pound pit bull. In an effort to stop one dog from attacking the owner, the female victim let the other pit bull out of its cage to distract the first dog. That allowed both of them to get to a safe place and call for help.
So the dogs were inside. It had been reported that they had been fighting, so we were going to contain the dogs to cages, check them out, and go from there.
The sheriff's office tells us once the second dog was released, the dogs began to fight with one another. Both were found with blood on them when the dog warden arrived.
They were fairly calm. They both were very bloody from fighting with each other, so they were both worn out.
Sheriff's office sedated the dogs and later euthanized both dogs involved. The owner was taken to the hospital with what Westchester described as severe arm injuries.
And that was Kim Brown reporting. We showed you a picture of the dog when it was sedated, and it has since been euthanized. Also, the woman you heard on the phone also sustained injuries to her hand and arm, but those injuries were less serious.
All right, I think we got some movement here, my brothers and sisters. Let's go to South New Jersey, where we come to a horrible scene. Horrible scene. Animals neglected, but that's not the main thing. You know, we got a child neglected, the most important thing. A child neglected as well as neglected animals. And I say we got some movement because this time, if you listen to the news anchor, you know, as they give the story of what's going on, she will say that they were using funds inappropriate for these dogs. that they were getting funds for rescuing these dogs, and they were not using these funds for the dogs. So we getting some movement. We starting to see where these folks are starting to realize that all these rescues across the country that's screwing over these dogs, that's killing these dogs, all of these rescues are getting some type of government money or getting some type of donations from the public, getting all these different things that add up to thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Then you turn around and let the dogs die. You just getting the dogs just to say you got them so people know you got them. Now you can get all these funds and you don't even take care of the dogs no more. You know, you don't even take care of the dogs no more. But it's just crazy, man. Like I said, we're going to South New Jersey, you know, a couple that deserves to be locked up, you know what I'm saying, for treating that kid the way they treat that child. You know what I'm saying? PB Canines, giving it to you the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Let's get into it.
Inside a South Jersey house.
Yeah, a child was found living among dozens of dead dogs in Evesham Township. Chopper 6 over that scene, the 600 block of Main Street today, where crews could be seen putting on hazmat suits. Investigators say they found the remains of more than 30 dogs there. Many more, they say, could have also died inside that house.
Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson now joining us live from the scene in Evesham Township. And Becca, a man and a woman have now been arrested.
That's right, Shari and Brian. This is nothing less than disturbing. Police say this couple was getting money from animal rescues to foster dogs, and instead of using those funds to care for the dogs, they were letting those animals starve to get death. This is that house of horrors behind me. Police say there could be as many as 100 dogs that died in this house, a child living among them. One by one, animal control officers walked or carried dogs out of this home on the 600 block of Main Street in Evesham Township. Police believe as many as 100 dogs died here from malnourishment.
There's dogs in cages, live dogs in cages, dead dogs in cages, dead animals throughout the house.
Conditions so deplorable, police had to open doors and windows to air out the house before letting workers inside. Police have charged the couple that lives here, 35-year-old Rebecca Halbach and 32-year-old Brandon Laconi, for animal abuse and endangering the welfare of a child. A 9-year-old who police say was also removed from the home.
It's definitely concerning having a 9-year-old child living in this home, sleeping in the home, eating in this home.
Police say the investigation started Monday after an animal rescue from North Carolina became suspicious that the dogs it had sent to Halbach and Laconi to foster were not being cared for. A representative came up to investigate and immediately called police.
Behind the home, there was also a burial spot where there was a large number of dogs, I guess, various levels of decay.
As police searched the home Monday night into Tuesday, neighbors stopped in their tracks in disbelief at this house of horrors.
Disgusted. From the animals, having a child in there, and for it being so close to my residence, it doesn't sit well with me.
Oh my God, I'm an animal lover. So for me to hear of any animal cruelty, let alone to this extent, is devastating.
And I just spoke with that North Carolina Animal Rescue Tender Mercies on the phone. They say that they have their dogs that were fostered to this family back in their care now. They are so disturbed by this case. Police are also asking any other rescues that may have worked with this couple to come forward. For now, live here in Evesham Township, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6 Action News. Brian and Shari.
Okay, Becca, thank you.
All right, let's move on to this Ohio dog fighting bus. You know what I'm saying? First thing I want to say, man, big shout out to the nephew Bulldogs. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, my brother. Salute to you, fam.
More than a half dozen dogs were taken in by Lucas County Canine Care and Control after police discovered an alleged dogfighting operation in Toledo.
Dogs were surrendered to LC4 by their owner. 13 Action News reporter Lisa Guyton joining us live with the story, all new at 6. And it's a story you'll only see right here. Lisa.
Lee and Christian investigators found a total of 8 dogs. All of them are undergoing behavior testing and medical evaluations to help them begin a new chapter. This is Martin. He's one of the 8 dogs that were part of the alleged fighting operation.
The Toledo Police Department went to the house on a completely unrelated search warrant, and while they were there, they just happened to find all the evidence of dogfighting.
Kelly Sears is the director of Lucas County Canine Care and Control.
There were multiple dogs all staked out on different areas in the yard with barrels or some sort of shack for their doghouse. They were on heavy chains. A lot of them had scars.
This is one of the chains worn by the dogs. According to Sears, it weighs 21 pounds. Police also found plenty of equipment associated with dog fighting.
There was a treadmill, some supplements, a heavy chain. There was like a pit almost where they had been freshly painted, some bite sticks, some other things that they used to make the dog stronger.
The staff at the shelter says despite the conditions they were living in, all the dogs are doing well.
They're very sweet, and they do just want to be with people. They love affection. So we had some younger dogs, an older old man who's really sweet too. So it was really good to meet them and just see that their spirits aren't broken and they are ready to move forward.
We want to show people that there is life after dogfighting, and that so many of these dogs are just your normal happy dog that really did not want to fight, and they were put in situations where they had to.
Behavior testing is underway. The dogs will also be vaccinated and spayed or neutered.
We do a dog-to-dog evaluation to make sure that they're going to be safe to go out into the community with other dogs present. We see, are they okay to be handled? Can you pet them safely? Do all the things that you would need to do to take care of a dog, and then we'll evaluate them medically.
Some of the dogs have even spent time in play groups.
You could tell maybe that's something they hadn't necessarily experienced before in a positive way. To see them kind of like shake off that tension and stress from being here and play bow and really go ham with another dog it just makes your heart really happy.
We are not naming the person who surrendered the dogs at this point because the individual has not yet been charged in connection with the dogs. Sears expects that to happen in the coming days. And the dogs will likely be up for adoption later this week. And there are plenty of other dogs at the shelter in need of homes as well. Lee?
Now, this next video is a case of the neighbors call the police because they see this man out here abusing his dog. Police show up, uncover a whole lot more than what they thought they was coming for. But enough talk about it. Y'all check this video out.
New tonight at 8, an animal abuse investigation uncovered a criminal enterprise. That's according to San Pablo police.
Crown 4's Justine Waldman tells us how Contra Costa Animal Services saved a badly beaten dog and why they say that dog actually saved the community.
Turbo is doing much better now. Contra Costa County Animal Services rescued the 1-year-old pit bull mix from what investigators describe as an abusive situation in San Pablo.
The living conditions were not humane. It was not a humane situation for the animal to be in.
The Animal Services report details someone alerted them of a video taken in a hallway at the Montoya Garden Apartments where a man forcibly beat Turbo with a stick or a crowbar as the dog cried out, leaving blood all over the stairs. Officers had to get a warrant to enter the home, and they say they found Turbo in distress, pinned in a small crate without access to food or water, feces all over. San Pablo police also got involved because in the home they say they uncovered 5 guns, ammunition, several stacks of cash, and many bags of what appears to be marijuana. And the owner was on felony probation for several violent felony charges with firearms.
It hits every aspect of what good reporting, good police work, good collaboration between agencies could accomplish.
Lieutenant Manuel Morales with Contra Costa County Animal Services believes this could have turned out terribly for Turbo and the entire community.
It's somewhat indescribable. It's just a big relief that we were able to do that, and overjoyed that it worked out that way.
The owner of the dog is now facing weapons and drug charges. Animal Services is helping Turbo heal. In the newsroom, I'm Justine Waldman.
All right, now I do want to say this. When it comes to doing right for this breed, doing the positive things for this breed, some brothers got to understand that it's not a race to compete to who's best. It's not a race to see who is best amongst those brothers. See, it's a relay race. And if you know anything about a relay race, it means You push that motherfucking rock until you can't push it no more. And then when it's time to hand that baton off, you hand that baton off to the next man and let them run that race. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how you win it, as long as you win it. You know what I'm saying? It's a team effort. You know what I'm saying? One man can't do it. You know, one man hit stuff in one area while other brothers hit things in other areas. You know what I'm saying? It's a relay, man. You know, it ain't nothing you got to be competing against each other. We got to be competing against each other about. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, when one brother can't take it no further, don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Don't have too much ego to pass that baton to the next brother. You know what I'm saying? Let him do what he got to do. You know, when it comes to the positive stuff for this breed, because like I said, at the end of the day, them dog stories run out. All the brothers with them dog channels, you know, a piece of advice. You know what I'm saying? When you get up there talking about them stories, understand that them stories do run out. You know what I'm saying? Them stories do run out. Not saying they ran out for me or anybody else, but they do run out. They're only limited to the time frame. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, the brothers that's doing the positive things for these breeds, you know, understand exactly what I'm talking about. And like I said, you know, I love my pedigrees. I love my bloodlines from one blood to the other one. But at the end of the day, we got a bigger problem to worry about. We got a more larger problem to worry about, a more worldwide problem, more countrywide problem to worry about. And that's the way brothers getting treated with these dogs. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, like I said when I first started talking about it, I ain't worried about nobody standing beside me, because I know when it comes to them pits, a lot of people ain't gonna want to stand up for it. You know, a lot of people just walk away and say, oh man, it is what it is, let it be. I ain't got no dogs no more. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I told y'all brothers, I'll be doing the same news if I didn't have one dog in my yard. You know, see, I'm not motivated by a dog sale. You know, a lot of brothers motivated by dog sales. No, I'm not motivated by that. You know what I'm saying? I like doing what I do. I like talking about these dogs, and I like giving y'all the news. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I said, it don't take one dog to be in my yard for me to keep this thing going. You know, and from what it looks like, it's not the same agenda for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't my thing to worry about what everybody doing. All I can worry about is what the Bay doing. But when you start talking about the Bay, that's what makes me worry about it. You know, it don't make no difference who it is. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But like I said, I'm in a race. I'm in a marathon race. I'm in a relay race. You know what I'm saying? And the brothers that I'm running with, you know, in no particular person, you know what I'm saying, no particular group, but the brothers who trying to do positive for this breed understand exactly what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? If that brother can't do but so much, pass that baton off and let me run it. You know what I'm saying? I get to where I can't go no further. I pass that baton off and let that brother run it. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple as that, man. It's just simple as that. But yeah, man, I appreciate all my brothers and sisters that been rocking with us, rocking with PBK9s all month long. You know what I'm saying? We gonna take the month out with a bang. Like I said, give you that news straight from Toledo. You know where you heard it first. You know what I'm saying? You know where you heard it first. You know, it just is what it is. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Shit. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal out there. Remember, take care of them dogs, man. And all my brothers down south, hope y'all made it through. Hope everybody made it through okay. Some of them videos and pictures I was seeing on the news, and they look too good down there in Florida. You know what I'm saying? All my brothers in Georgia, sisters in Georgia, brothers and sisters in the Carolinas. Y'all stay safe with them dogs. Y'all stay safe with them storms. PBK9s, and I'm out.